country where I come from, the truth is an irony. Just like animal farm, justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are them go so confused the call. Now by area why no better. We are them go so confused the call. One guy's out here why no better. Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what I see so. Now your friend on a night come at them. Only baby obeka nice and yeah. So I want to bet you too. Everybody was afraid. And when you nan to my cottage again night. Once my boy dumping one and but who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Aku draw for nyina dalima. And see who go say the truth. Obiaja konson so to cross your mansa to me be a cacobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo when you know yet. Na so kutrata down na so be dia back or why no keke. I fene for be man mo pia for efo ne cross on my mo. Hanya safwe mo ayini. Akuku drop for you na dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi kachi sa wodi o ma o pipi numa wodi o ma never shine na frafonsa. But who go tell the truth? TUC silence, even journalists silence. Oh, then who go say the truth? Right is right. Wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you, now the person become your target. Jobless no they mean senseless, poverty no they mean useless. One day them go resist.
A very good evening to you wherever you are, and it's a pleasure to come your way in the first episode of MyView in the year 2024. And it is always a great pleasure to welcome you for us at the beginning of the week, the working day of the week, that we share our views on topical issues. Wherever you are, my name is Jerome Fan, your host, and gladly we are coming to you live on Switch by satellite and on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all on the name TodayGhanaNews TV. We are equally live on Hine FM 98.7, the bright light of Easton, and King's Radio in Accra. King's Radio can be found on TuneIn and also as well as on myradio.com. If you can equally follow us on Twitter and TikTok, as well as podcast on Anchor FM. To our followers from Sakina Information Center, Tatali in the Northern region, we are grateful for carrying our feed. And for our friends in Rara in the OT region, through Jaframa TV. We are grateful that you are part of the show. So wherever you are, stay tuned. We are right back. We want to discuss a very pertinent issue. ROPA. There we have been in the court a number of times, but ROPA hasn't been implemented. How prepared are the political parties for implementation of ROPA, especially the National Democratic Congress? How prepared is the NDC for the election 2024? How is the NDC being organized in the diaspora? Do we have NDC in the diaspora in the event of the ROPA implementation? That is the one we want to discuss this evening. So stay tuned. When I come back, I will introduce two gentlemen who will help us to understand the organizational means and structure of NDC in the diaspora in reference to election 2024. Once again, it's my pleasure to welcome you all. Stay tuned, and together we share our views on this evening's program. Thank you once again for being part of the show. I shall return.
Yamamu Ajo Esan Emamu Akaba Eduba Nukreme Di Edi Antonia Kipa Ifa Ania de Nukreno Atubibia Ewose Edda.
Tune in on today's Ghana News TV on our usual socio-political show, MyView.
Jumedi and Today Ghana News TV so on Today Ghana News TV we be live on YouTube.
Yeda nyame ase enen so aye rade pese me no ahia ewo Today Ghana News TV kasafidie so.
Today Ghana News TV, we are the masters of the game.
Wonderful, and welcome back to this evening's show. So as I did indicate, we want to look at how prepared the National Democratic Congress is towards election 2024. How are they organizing themselves in the diaspora? I have two wonderful gentlemen, but I'll introduce first my big brother, Frederick. Frederick is the organizer, hopeful for France chapter, Mr. Kwache Kofi Frederick. I hope I got the name right.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wonderful. Yeah, welcome to the program. And a very good evening to you, and a good evening to all our viewers in France. It's good to have you
very much
that we can have this discussion. So, how is NDC organized in France?
Well, NDC in France has been in the queue for a long time, and by God's grace, come Saturday, we'll be attaining the chapter status, which we'll be having our chapter elections, and through that we'll do the inauguration. And like I said, we have been in the queue for a long time because there's been in and out movements, and problems associated with political parties, the ups and downs and those stuff. France is not exempted, but God willing, we have been able to, resolve most of our differences. And come Saturday, we'll be having our elections, and I strongly believe that it will be a peaceful one. And right after that, we are good to go as a chapter.
Oh wow! Oh well, we wish you all the best that France becomes a chapter and becomes a third force, so to say, in the diaspora, or especially in the EU. Well, what it simply means is that you say you have been in and out. You know, there was sometimes, it means some time ago we had France chapter, and then it went off as a result of the problems, and now your group has come up, and then hopefully on Saturday you go to the polls to elect chapter executive so that you have that status once again.
No,
I think you're, I think,
no, let me make a simple correction here. We have
okay,
never had a chapter. Some group of people started, and it's like they started from the top, and they like I said, they couldn't hold it. There have been some kind of misunderstanding here and there, and then they have to calm down, or maybe it was dissolved at that level. It's like they were there as members, but they were not organized into branches and anything. They were now in the beginning. That is how they started it, without branches. So they were advised to get the branches, and getting the branches and all those stuff. As formerly my chairman Evans came in, and he started with the branches, and along the line we all joined, and halfway we have been able to now get the branches. The branches is the basics. Without the branches, you cannot get a chapter. So
sure.
initially there was no branch which has been officially inaugurated. So without that, we can't say we have a chapter. We never had a chapter. This is the first time we are going to have a chapter. So that's
Oh,
the story behind.
then even before Saturday, I should say congratulations to you, because the pace at which you have come up from no chapter, trying to reorganize, and all of a sudden you are almost at the verge of being declared a chapter, then we'll say congratulations. But how did you make it in this rate? How did you make it?
Yeah, it has not been easy at all. Here in Europe, mobilizing people for political parties is not something easy. Just like in Ghana, you can even just pick a machine, organize yourself at one corner, and started playing, and people will be coming around, and you do that. It's not easy in Europe doing that. But you need to be more committed to the work, and you have to be focused and also have a plan of executing it. Because when we started with the first branch, which was being inaugurated by um, Honorable Fred Agwenyo, then the branch was mandated to establish other branches, which we started doing it. Quite unfortunate along the line, we all have our differences and ideologies, but as an organizer, with the help of the secretary, we try to also mobilize other people along the line. So we were able to get a branch at Strasbourg, and then another branch at Paris, where fortunately for us, the old members were also able to come together to also get their branches, because the members were there already. It's just a matter of trying to put them together. So we have two other groups which are able to also put themselves together to also get a branch. So that helped us to be able to fast track things. You have to hit on the grounds. I
Sure.
remember most of the programs in Paris, we used to go attend the programs, any program at all, especially some of our members, which we put trust in the first branch. So we move along to the programs and try to, talk to people about NDC. So fortunately for us, we were able to get some committed members, and we talked to them and we asked them to start something. So they started their group for a branch, which we also giving them assistance. So along the line, if we get anybody in Paris, like when I come on program or something like that, people will call me and say, "Oh, we are members of NDC. We are living in France." Then maybe I'll get their contact and then give it to the people. So they started adding up and increasing the number. So God willing, the current interim treasurer, who is also vying for the treasurer position, he never slept. Every day he is on the grounds, going to mosque, church, every program to mobilize the people. So his numbers spring out within the shortest possible time because the people are there. It's just a matter of reaching out to them. So he did that, and that also motivated the other two groups, which also tried their best to also come up. So concurrently, we inaugurated the 3 branches at a go. Then, fortunately, we also work with Strasbourg people where through one of these programs like this, I had a call
Yeah.
from a lady, and then we talked, and she said she's in Strasbourg. So she was part of our first branch. She added 2 additional people, and then she gave other numbers to me for me to talk to them. Fortunately, Sister Ruth of Strasbourg was the first person I get in contact with. She introduced Sister Mavis, and through that, Madam Lavina, and then Cashman. Eduaje also joined. So with that, we were able to put them together, and then we decided that we need to get a leadership for them so that they can be charged to mobilize their base. And that is what we did. Unfortunately for us, they didn't also sleep. They were able to get additional numbers, and we also
Wonderful.
motivate them, encourage them, and they were able to get the numbers that qualify them to be a branch. So we started the
Okay.
process of establishing them or inaugurating them as a branch, and then it all happened at a go. So from
Yeah.
this migration to that, and then here we are today, heading towards the chapter.
Wonderful. I know. When it comes to the NDC in the diaspora, you recall, we had Honorable Baba Jamal, who was
Yeah,
responsible for the IRD. We
yeah,
moved down to Honorable Kofi Ato, and now we have Honorable Alex Segbeshia.
yeah,
Wherever Honorable Baba Jamal is, we send greetings to him.
sure.
He has been what will I say, a role model for most NDC members in the diaspora. You see that he believes that you need to stand firm and then fight through to the top so that you'll be able to support the party. And I'm sure wherever he is, he'll be very proud that France is almost at the verge of being inaugurated as a
Yeah.
chapter. But before I ask my next question, someone just asked I should find out from you why you have not gone for communication and you are going for organizer's position. Because we
Well,
see you more often doing the communication for the NDC
yeah.
on almost all the media outlets in Europe here.
In actual fact, my best area is organization. When we go
Okay.
to my background in education, I'm let's say from physical education, who goes with sports organization and other things. So my best area is the organizing aspect. The communication aspect forms part of the talent in me. Yes. But when it comes to organization, that is why I've been able to also help to organize, and we are getting a chapter. Are you getting my point? So
Yeah,
if I don't have that skill, maybe I wouldn't have contributed
sure.
for the chapter or for NDC France to get to where it is today. And it's part of the skill, because if you are an organizer, you are going to mobilize people. You have to be a good communicator. You have to get a communication skill in order to win the people. Because if you go to them, people are likely to ask you certain questions. How are you going to speak to defend the party? You want them to come and join. There have been problems. How different is this one going to be? Like the previous ones, people have issues. So you have to talk to convince these people so that they will put the differences aside and come back to join. See, along the line, you mentioned Baba Jamal, Honorable, but I will not also hide the fact that Dr. Carl, who is currently in charge of our district, has played a very instrumental role with his experience. When you are reviving something and there are problems, if you are not on your feet, if you are not trying to have a focused mind, there will be distractions along the line. Those things came, but he managed to solve them somehow, so that you will not be able to delay whatever plans we have put in place. So I would say he has also done a very great job for us, because it is also his wish to see France getting the chapter. So with all the distractions and other things along the line, we are able to, maneuver our way and to get to where we are today. So I think the person who asked the question has the right to ask, because he has seen me here, but the other side of it, just that I'm talking about it.
Yeah, that is very true, because as you rightly said at the beginning, the basic unit of your chapter is the branch.
Yeah.
And if you don't have good branches, then your chapter might not function properly.
Fantastic.
But the engine of the chapter,
yeah,
people sometimes think it's the chapter chairman or the chapter secretary. Those are administrative positions. The engine of the chapter is you, the organizer.
fantastic.
So it means that going for that organizer's position, the success of your chapter entails on how you manage your time and how you are able to organize your chapter well.
Sure.
Now, within a short while, you have been able to get people in place and you are going into your elections. We believe strongly right after this, you are going to do more organization, because in the event that ROPA is even implemented, even if ROPA is not implemented, what is happening in Ghana now, as people say, is a communal labor to ensure that Ghanaians are rescued from what we are going through currently. So a lot depends on you. But let me allow you to take a bit of water. Then I find out what is happening in the Italian chapter as well. Then I'll come back to you. Okay, thank you very much. So that has been a discussion with Fred, and Frederick is the organizer, hopeful for France chapter. They'll be going to the polls on come Saturday, God willing, to elect their new executives for the chapter for the National Democratic Congress. We know a lot entails on them. The same set happens in the Italian chapter. So we want to find out what exactly is going on there, and what do we expect from Italy. So joining me is another hopeful for the chapter position, and he happens to be going for the deputy secretary's position. Am I right?
Yes, please, Jerome.
Yes, and I'm sure a lot of people want to find out who I am speaking with. So can you tell us a bit about yourself, and then we'll take off from there.
All right. Good evening, Jerome, and good evening to everybody listening to us. My name is Albert Payne Hatchful, with the Italian chapter, a committed NDC member, and a strong comrade. Back in Ghana, I was with the Iskado Keten constituency, and then I was very vibrant. When I came to Italy, I've been with the chapter, and I'm doing very well.
Wonderful. And I think you are also going to the polls, and you are going to contest for the deputy secretary's position. Has Italy not gotten a chapter long before, or this is the first time?
Italy, for all we know, is a chapter, but our case is not different from what my brother said. I listened to him. We have also had challenges here and there that has to do with leadership. Italy itself is a chapter, but we have not properly organized an election. So for me, for all I know, this is the first time we are coming to do a proper election. And then, like I said, Italy has gone through a bit of challenges that has to do with leadership. So I believe that when we are able to have this election successfully and have our leaders, it will help us in so many ways. It will help us to strengthen the weaker branches. It will help us to, create more branches, and then the party will be on its feet. Italy, for all we know, it's not different from what my brother said, because I think we have something in common. And then I think even though we have been in existence from since 2010, but we have had a lot of challenges. There are a lot of things I cannot say it here. But Italy is doing well gradually.
Wonderful. So basically, we know that you need at least 5 branches to form a chapter. So how many branches can Italy boast of as at now?
As of now, we can boast of about 18 to 20 branches.
No, I wouldn't take 18 to 20 branches.
18. You wouldn't take it? Is it too much for you?
No, because we know that the Secretariat is the heart of records. So we want to be sure that you have
I stand for correction. So I am talking from what I know. So if you know better, no problem.
No. I don't know anything about Italy. I'm not into Italian issues. Your NDC, I don't have much information about it. What I'm basically know is that, and all other viewers will want to find out how many branches you have. But it's surprising to find that you have 18 branches, and there has been issues, and Italy has not been able to hold elections. But as I keep telling them, I just told Frederick, I know by now all the people who have had work to do with the IRD, the International Relations Directorate, will be very proud that branches or chapters that they sort of started is now coming to get full status, you know. You're going in for a position, the Deputy Secretary's position.
Yes.
What is so special about that position that you are going for that?
Thank you. Something special. Well, I wouldn't say something special. I have an experience in secretariatship, and then I believe I can help in that office because I happen to be a branch secretary, and then I have skills in that field. I know, and so I want to continue by what I know, and gradually I will help my party to come to power.
Wonderful. So you're going to become, hopefully,
sure,
after Saturday, you become the Deputy Secretary to the Italian chapter. What should the NDC expect from Italy as a chapter?
Yes, NDC Ghana should expect Italy in contributing massively towards this year election and the rest of the year. Because if you don't know, Italy has a lot of Ghanaians, and then this time around we are poised to organize Ghanaians and make sure we bring them to become part of NDC. We go out to broadcast the good works of John Mama and NDC works. So by that we also make sure. I was thinking of Roper, which for me I don't think it will come on. But even if it doesn't come on,
why do you think it won't come on?
Yes, because looking at the current government, who have to resort the issue to implement it, we are not seeing anything. For me, time is far behind, and I don't see anything. So if it comes on, that will be better. If it doesn't come on, this NDC chapter, new executives will put our heads together, and then we'll see if we can adopt some constituencies and help. That is if the robot doesn't come on. There are a lot of strategies that in our minds that if you're able to get if you're able to do our election, make sure, okay, these are the newly elected executives who have meetings, bring things on board, and then see how we can help the party going forward.
Okay, that's interesting. But one thing that I usually want to find out from people in the diaspora, you are not in Ghana. You don't live directly under the stewardship of any of your parties, even including your NDC. If NDC is a party today, you are in Italy. What is the motivation for you to put in so much energy and so much interest in the organization of your party in diaspora?
All right, that's a good question. Jerome, I'm a Ghanaian. I love Ghana and I love NDC. When things affect our people back there, it affects us in a way. Now Ghanaians are experiencing the bad governance from this NPP people. In one way or the other, the burden, we also have a share of the burden, and it's very bad. Now, if you're able to get a good governance, but you know, some of the problems that we go through, the burden, how they worry us, it will go down. So we need NDC to come to power. We see good, if you see good governance, in fact, Ghanaians will be okay. When Ghanaians are okay, we are also okay here. We need good governance. We need good government. So that's why we are pushing that the NDC should come to power, because the NDC come no near NDC when it comes to development. Ghanaians are suffering, and we cannot sit down. So NDC must come power, and we do all we can to make sure NDC come power, so that Ghanaians will enjoy good life. Man is supposed to live well.
Definitely, because you must definitely live well, so that you can be firm to be able to carry out all the responsibility that God expects of you. So we're hoping that things will work out well. By Italian chapter, sorry, I forgot. Our condolences to the entire chapter for the loss of
Toby Taku. Yeah.
Was Togo a candidate, or he was just one of the patrons?
He was a vice chairman.
Oh, okay. Honestly,
he was a vice chairman.
Not only the NDC, but the Ghanaian community in Europe here, we have lost a very big stalwart, because Togo was somebody who could stand on his feet, speak his mind as it is, and be just in all sincerity. He was an honest man. We have lost him, but we pray that the Almighty will forgive him his sins and grant him eternal rest. So I will come back to you. How many people are contesting? How many people are contesting for the deputy secretaryship position?
For now, I know of only one lady.
Okay. Now
we are expecting the post maybe tomorrow or tomorrow next. That we know the candidates, but I know a lady who is contesting me. Yeah.
Okay. Our followers are writing their views that we need to read, but after reading that, I'll come back to you so that you tell us why the delegates on Saturday should vote for you and not vote for the other person. So think about it. I will take the messages from our followers, and when we return, that's the question we'll start with you. Thank you very much, Albert, for joining the show. Okay.
Thank you, Gerald.
The producer will now see where we are, and we take the views from our followers. A very good evening to Honorable Baba Jamal. We are grateful that you are following us this evening, and we know that very soon we'll fall on your desk and then we'll have you on the show. Welcome back, Dr. Jerome. We love your program. Watching you on YouTube live from Lisbon, Portugal. Mavis Boate. Mavis, very good evening to you. Good to see you again. Then Kunti Nana, my usual boy, he said, watching live from Warsaw, Poland. We are ready to vote for the NDC come December elections. And I'm pretty sure the NDC will be very delighted to read such comments. Sikapa family says, watching from Jumapo near Koforidua. Wonderful show, well moderation. Keep it up, guys. Sikapa, we are grateful that we will do our very best. Kwesi Insian says, you guys are doing very well. I'm watching you with my family from Koforidua and Mulata. Wonderful, Kwesi. Great that you are part of the show this evening. Nana Tefremu is here. God bless you people for working day and night for the comeback of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Greetings from Tatali Northern Region and Sakina Information Center listening. Kudos. Oh, Taframu, we are grateful that you are part of it. Bob Kempin says, a champion organizer. I greet you and your executives watching you from Paris, France. Oh, Bob, that's great. Fans TV, Ghana is blessed. I think I missed that a bit. Producer, can I get that from the Fans TV? Yeah, Fans TV says Ghana is blessed. Something is not right. Ghana is blessed with so much quality human resource, but poor management is holding us down. Watching from our Volta region. Fans TV, we're grateful that you are actually picking our feed as well. Attack Kojo says, hi, Kwachi, watching you live from Strasbourg. Okay. I know Kwachi already has a vote from you then. Frema says, greetings to you, my bosses, watching from Manche, near Ho. We in Ghana are prepared to kick out the MPP. I mean, kicking out MPP or changing the government is a community responsibility that everybody has to play a role. Jaframa TV from Rara, greetings from Rara in the Oti region. Thank you very much for the collaboration. We are indeed very grateful that you are also carrying our feed for many more people to join the show. Kwaku Yabu says, please guys, organize yourself well in the diaspora to help build the party. Watching from Suhum in the eastern region. You are quite right. I wonder, we will find out how NDC is organized in the diaspora. As Empa Hinegwachi says, watching and listening from Achim Himan in the eastern region. As Empa, we are grateful that you are part of the show this evening. Okay. Well, wherever you are, once again, it's my pleasure to keep you glued onto your set as we come your way with my view show on today's Ghana News TV. I have two gentlemen here that we're looking at how NDC is organized in the diaspora with reference to France and Italy, where they are going to the polls come the weekend to elect their executives. I have so I will come back to Frederick and then ask him a few questions again before I get to Albert. So Frederick, I hope my producer can bring Frederick for me. So whilst we have Mr. Kwache back, okay, welcome back, Mr. Kwache.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Just a general overview. How is the NDC organized in the diaspora? The diaspora might be too big for you.
Yeah.
Just look at it, mainland Europe. How is the NDC organized? If ROPA is implemented today, can you boldly tell us that NDC will win?
Yeah. As you and I will testify to the fact that, like I said before, it has not been easy organizing our bases in Europe. But I think for just quite recently, looking at France, Italy, which has been in a hangar for a long time, we are now putting things together and getting our chapter. UK have already had their elections, and I think Italy is coming up, France is coming up. I strongly believe that other places like Finland, Holland, and other places will also come up. But like you asked a certain question, which I want to re-energize on it, like from where I'm coming from, my base. You know, being an organizer, I need to do a lot, like you said. So my focus is not only in Paris. You know, I have finished with Paris, and we have been able to get at least 3 branches in Paris. So there are places like Nantes, places like Marseille, Toulouse, all are part of France. And I believe strongly that there are NDC members at these places as well. So in the first place, as an organizer, like you told me, we need to work towards those areas to also organize all these members. In as much as we are getting a chapter, doesn't mean that is the limit. We need to extend to those places. So if you ask me, halfway, if NDC or if Europa is coming, anyway, we are organizing ourselves like the way other countries are getting their chapter. It means it's a way forward, and we need to do more since we have the opportunity to do it. But in the first place, we need to get the people who can do the work. It is not about just saying sick. It is people who have tried who have been tried and tested, who have the ideas to do the work. So we continue the people with the mandates, and then they will do the work for us because we have election at stake. Like my brother said, he's not too sure about whether Europa will come or not. But what if it comes today? And that comes the question you are asking: how prepared are we? So with these things that we are trying to put in place, trying to resolve all the problems, and I will pray that we continue to resolve all the problems in all the areas, so that the unity that I have sitting where I'm sitting, been preaching for as part of my campaign, that I'll try as much as possible to make sure that there will be what unity and inclusiveness. You see, where you silence a group of people, that is where you see another group forming another group behind the main group. But when everybody is included and we are all working together, I don't think we will see any issue of have been neglected or something like that. And that will also bring the unity, and then you'll be able to reign the power we want. However, there should be an accountability and transparency as well. If it's like it is an enclosed thing and people don't see what is going on in there, that is where they start suspecting that there's something fishy going in there and they want to force themselves in. But if it is open for everybody to see, that's where the transparency I'm talking about works. Everybody is being brief. Even it is not only about money issue, even it's about information. Sometimes you need to give the people information that they needed. So if they don't get that information, they will always be relaxed. They will not even know what is going on. So you need to give them the necessary information, and that forms part of the transparency. Because let's say already has brought us an information from headquarters, and you are keeping it at your chapter executive level. You are not disseminating the information to the branches for them to also work on it or get to know of it. You are depriving them of information, and however, you are not being transparent. And like it goes with the accountability. Also, equal justice. You need to put your leg firm on the ground. If it is A, or if this thing is done to this person, the same thing should be what? Done to the A. If they all fall in the same category of problem or something. It's not that you start creating some kind of favoritism. If it is this person, we just turn the key some way. And then if it's the other person, you harden the shipping key or something like that. Then last but not the least, to empower the branch executives and the members at the base itself. Like you already said, the basis of every chapter is a strong branch. If you don't have the numbers at the branch level, or if the branch executives are not well empowered, they will not be motivated to get or increase their numbers. So what then will be the work of the chapter? Because the chapter we are seeing is just a group of people who are just mediating between the national and the country. But the main work is on the branches because they are mobilizing the people at the local level. So if you don't empower them, if you don't give them the necessary message, if you don't give them the necessary motivation and support, and they also go down to sleep, everybody is eyeing the chapter. At the end of the day, when you all move to the chapter, who will then work at the branch for the branch to also grow? You see, so we have to be strategized on how we handle our things. The fact that you are a chapter as executive doesn't necessarily mean that you that is where you'll be able to function well and work for the NDC in diaspora. No. So my point is that we in France are getting ourselves prepared for the Europa, and I strongly believe that if Europa should come today with the expertise, with the current executives we have, even the interim executives, for the work and mediation we have been able to do within this shortest period of time, I strongly believe that if anybody is voted to be at where he is, the work will continue as it is. It's not been easy organizing yourself for election, and at the same time coordinating for a program like this. As a chairman of the committee, planning committee, you need to do a lot. You need to put in more things. Sometimes you even forget to share your flyer. You even forget to call somebody and tell the person that, oh, I'm contesting for position or that stuff, because you want to see a prayer plan program organized. So your concentration will be there. But I think that combining the two and looking at how far we have been able to reach, I think we have done so well. And I forgot to, even though I know the program is not yet ended, but along the line I saw a certain message, and he has been with me on my platforms anywhere I go. I think that's someone who is also contesting for the vice president. I think Nana Atajan, he is in Strasbourg, and then one of our comrades, comrade Cashman Ajuajima, he is also a contesting. Yeah, I think he has been on our show. One of his, yes, he's also contesting for the communication officer. And then your main man, Eli Fofana, is deputizing him. For their side, there's no somebody contesting them. And like I said, our current chairman is Chairman Freeman. He is the interim chairman, and he's also going on the post. But I strongly believe that they are all sailed through. So, like I said, it has not been easy. If we get committed people to handle the affairs, and there is some kind of unity, understanding among us, we will be able to work and work well. That is one thing I am sure of, and that is one thing I strongly believe in. Because in the nutshell, all that we want to achieve is to get NDC to power, and that is the role we are also playing.
Go on.
So, like I was saying, as a chief field operator, and in the performance of my functions in the branches, I still hope that if NDC in the diaspora are able to settle our small differences, we will be a force to reckon with. And I know with the help of our current crop of leadership, we will be able to solve these differences, like what has happened in France, which is going to be a historical, and that of Italy, ahead of Italy long time, and their problems and other things. But I think, like I said, Dr. Carr has played a very instrumental role, because the way he was able to manage the problems, and we have been able to settle all our differences, and here we are today, getting there where we want to get to. So, like I said, it will be my vision that after our tenure of office, if only I'm being voted for, we will extend the branches to Marseille, Lyon, Toulouse, Nantes, and other places, so that at least NDC in diaspora will be more stronger going into 2024 elections. Thank you so much. Okay, so as I'm still waiting, maybe I would like to.
Wonderful. Well, that was Frederick, technical hitch along the line, But all the same, I want to have Albert. I would have asked Frederick a question, but now I'm going to give it to Albert. So, if Albert is available, let's see what Albert has to say to these questions. Because, okay, Albert, you are welcome back.
Thank you, Jerome.
Yes, before I went to take the views from our followers, I asked you to prepare. Why do you think that the delegates should vote for you and not the other contestant?
Yes, they should vote for me because I see myself more experienced and more better than my opponent or my contender. I have been an NDC member for so many years, and I know how NDC is being operated and how the work is done. I've been a secretary in so many and I've experienced. I might not know what my contender also is bringing on board, but I can tell you that I see myself very, very good and very capable for the position I'm vying for. So they should vote for me.
Okay. Now, what one thing, if somebody should ask you, what one thing should be implemented by the NDC if you come to power that will satisfy or that will make us in the diaspora happy?
One thing.
Just one thing.
Oh, okay. You mean the NDC parties or the government in power? The NDC.
Right now, you are fighting to come to power.
Yes, and we'll come to power.
About the current government, we already have our headaches.
Yeah.
The current government. What I'm basically saying, you are becoming a chapter executive. You have to go out there to tell us, those of us who are not NDC members, to vote for NDC to come to power. And I'm asking you, what one thing can the NDC or should the NDC implement if you come to power that will satisfy at least 90% of us in the diaspora?
All right. In summary, a good governance, as things like a free SHS is not being implemented well. The current government brought it in a very wrong manner. Secondly,
what's wrong with it? How did they bring in a wrong manner?
Yes, because they needed a vote. You and I know. Now, things are not well organized at the education system, and things are very, very wrong. People will leave school and come home, and then they cannot do things of themselves. There's no job, and things are wrong. So, in education, when education has a lot of branches, when somebody is well educated and well resourced with work, as in education, vocational schools and other things, the person will be okay. The economy will be good. I will, with your question now, I will focus on education, because when you have a good education system, in fact, things will be done and things will be well. It will bring betterment of Ghana. Ghanaians will be fine.
Are you saying our educational system is not good?
Yes, please. It is not.
Why is it not good?
Currently, look at how the current government implemented the free aid just to win votes, and look at the way they talk about it, and then things are not done well. Now look at how children leave school and come home, and then their parents cannot even cater for them because there are no job. Recently I listened to some of the news making headlines, and things are very bad.
Now, you are saying that currently there are no jobs. Ghana is bankrupt. Say.
Exactly.
Now, the NDC, you are coming to power as you wish.
We'll create 24 hours in our economy.
The point is that the educational system is not properly done. What will NDC do differently from what we are experiencing?
NDC, for all this while, John Mama has been campaigning against how it was implemented, and he has promised that he will do a proper consultations with stakeholders, make sure the free SH is being implemented well, as well as the resource the vocational schools, plus our polytechnics, so that there will be job. Even if you finish JSS, there will be job. Even if you finish poly, there will be job. When you finish university, there will be job. They will. Jomama intend to do that alongside work.
Albert, what we are saying here, somebody might just sit down and laugh in the head, because
why?
When His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings brought the JSS system practice in 1979, the idea was that they will bring in technical skills and all that, that when somebody graduates from the JSS, the person is capable of using his or her hands to find a living. Unfortunately, where we are today, it is still the same theory that they teach in the classroom with the pupils coming out. So invariably, it started with the NDC, and the MPP has come to worsen it. Why will NDC do it differently this time around?
Yeah, we will do it differently this time around, because your mama has been campaigning about how it's going to resource the vocational schools, TVET and other areas. Make sure there are jobs right after the completion of your schools. He has been campaigning against you, and then he says he won't just do that. He will do a proper consultations with stakeholders and make sure jobs will be done. There will be job after completion of schools. So I will believe it. We believe in whatever he's saying. This is new policies that is being on board. So we believe it, and we will campaign seriously with it.
Okay. I wish you well for the NDC when you come to power. But let's come back to Italy.
Okay.
As we stand now, God willing, on Saturday you'll be going to the polls. You have a lot of people who are contesting, but it's like from your presentation, you do not know how many candidates have been qualified to contest, right?
I don't know because as you speak now, today they were communicated that by the close of tomorrow or next, that those things will come out. We'll know who the polls, and then we'll follow.
And the election is on Saturday.
Yeah, for me, I think we have delayed, but it's all it's all good, because we need to do it.
Okay, we'll see. So, how do you rate Italian chapter in relationship with the other chapters in the EU? Have you been collaborating with them? Do you intend establishing any collaboration going forward?
That would be fine. I stated earlier that Italy chapter, we have been going through a lot of challenges. We are more or less reorganizing ourselves, and we believe that when you're able to have a substantive executives, there will be plans. There will be plans, and there will be agendas for us to follow. We collaborating with other chapters will be one of our key agendas, and we'll follow. It is a good point, and we'll work on it. It's all part of our plans.
Okay. Where is your interim chairman, Ibrahim?
Are you asking me his location?
Pardon me?
Are you asking me where he is, please?
Is he contesting, or he's no longer interested?
Okay, I'm told he's not contesting, and then I'm even told he's in Ghana as we speak. Yeah.
Okay. So, what can you put a figure on the number of NDC members in Italy?
Roughly, I can talk of 500.
500.
Yeah, roughly.
That is a very large number.
Yeah.
So now you are going to the polls, so you want people to vote for you to be the deputy secretary of the chapter.
Yes, please.
Tell them. They are watching you. Your colleagues are watching you. You have to spell out exactly why you think they should vote for you. We don't have much time, but the opportunity is given to you.
All right. Hello, comrades. Vote for Albert Queen Hatchful because I am coming to serve. I have the party at hand. I am qualified. I'll make sure branches are resourced, branches are strengthened. There'll be a good communication. Information will.
You are going to make sure branches are resourced.
Okay, resource means resource comes in the way of reaching them. Frequently, not frequently, and making sure that meetings are done as we intend. We won't wait when there's a program before we call for meeting. We'll visit them. We'll make sure there's unity, there's focus, and then they are well organized in every day, every time, or as we go.
Wonderful. Honorable Baba Jamal sends his regards because he's watching you. And then tomorrow, when you become the Deputy Secretary for Italy chapter, and you are not able to carry out what you have promised, he will ask you a question. So, as it stands now, you have a contract.
By the grace of God and His guidance, we will do it.
Wonderful. So, on behalf of the team, we wish you all the best. And on Saturday, we pray that after Saturday, when we get you back here to tell us a story concerning your elections, it will be that it went smoothly and you are the Deputy Secretary for the Italian chapter of the NDC. So wish you all the best.
Sure.
And then thank you for making time to be part of the show.
You are invited to be a guest on our election as an observer. Germany is not far from Italy, so come.
Yeah, I understand, but don't behave like the EC, the municipal EC director for Nandom, who said, I have to pretend. I almost said this, but now I have to pretend. But when we get there, we will see. So we'll be there to support all of you and see how things will go out.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity. God bless you.
It's a pleasure, my brother. God bless you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. So that has been a wonderful interaction with Albert, who is a Deputy Secretary hopeful for the Italian chapter of the NDC. I hope Frederick is still there. Frederick can also give me his passing words and then why he thinks that he is the best candidate for the position of the organizer. I know because organization is at the heart of the chapter. Exactly. And once you miss, you don't have a good organizer. You don't have somebody who is well composed. You don't have somebody who is well knowledgeable in the area of the party to be able to find answers and solutions to people's concern. Then it will be difficult to organize. Frederick has promised us that I think he has to now put a contract between us and him that when he comes into office as the authentic organizer of the chapter, then NDC will be a beneficiary. Fred, over to you.
Thank you very much. I think you asked a certain question, and I just want to use some 2-3 minutes to talk about it. And if we come and we don't also talk about what our president have in store for us as Ghanaians, the incoming, then I think we didn't come at all. So, like he's talking about education. From where I sit and my background, when it comes to education, it's actually an issue of concern. And I think there are a lot of things happening. You see, I keep saying that NDC started with the progressive free SHS, which was limited to all day students. Let me put it that way. So if you are in a boarding house, then your parents now buy the food you eat in the school. Because looking at it, it's not all the SHS students who are in the boarding house. You should remember. So those who are in the house, these students, they are not enjoying the free education full fledged. You get my point. Yeah. So if we are to restructure, then this government only came to add the boarding part, which were supposed to be paid by parents. So if we all sit down and look at how we can review it. To me, the only part that can be eliminated is the feeding part, because you are feeding the child in the school for the person to get a better education. You are compromising quality to quantity. You see, there are no textbooks, there are no proper accommodation for the students. So what kind of education are you giving to the students? There are no food for them to eat. So instead, use that money to finish the school, get them better accommodation, get them better food, better textbooks to learn. If the child is with the parent in the house, obviously they will not go hunger. They will be able to feed their children. However, when the parents are buying the food for their kids, they have a contract with the school and they can decide how much they will feed their children a day. And they will now also have a monitoring in the school in order to see the best food they are giving to their kids. And I think if we go by that, we will be able to remove the stress from how government is struggling to take care of students in school. And going to that, you see that former President Mahama, his vision was to get more secondary schools across, community day schools, so that within the community, within the environment, you walk from house to school, you close and you go back to the house to even go and support your parents. Even in Europe here, as we are all here, you could see that most of the schools are day schools. Children go to school and come back home to come and enjoy their food. Is that not it? So if we have similar community day schools around us, won't it make more easier and simple for parents for you to allow your child to travel maybe from Kumasi to Lambusie or to Nandom, where you think that child will be in Lambusie and you are in Kumasi, and Lambusie is a community day school. Where will their child be sleeping? But it's a computer placement and they have thrown your child out there. So what is the guarantee that your child from Kumasi to Lambusie will not do a stopover? You see, and that is causing a lot of pregnancies and other things. And looking at how they have even restructured the whole thing. Children will go, somebody will go to school first, or is it 4th December and come back in September the next month, and then somewhere March they are going, they are in the house. You see, the whole thing is messed up. So if we review the education and put structures down, put the feeding in the hands of parents and the school, so that they will feed their children, they pay for their feeding, they will decide how much they will pay, and that ends it. So government will concentrate on providing textbooks and other incentives to the students so that they will be able to.
Frederick, let's look at it this way. We, the foot soldiers of the party, needs to also chop. So if you say government should relinquish the feeding, buying of food stuff and everything to the various schools, and parents will have to take care of it, what happens to those of us who are looking up to government to give us those contracts to do the supply? Are we not searching?
No, before there was this kind of contract, because looking at the school and where they buy their foods, they have suppliers. The schools were having their suppliers, people who were supplying them with maize and other foodstuffs. So you can equally go and lobby for that contract. You get it. Along the line, people are sewing uniforms for the school, and it's still there. So we have to look at the interests of the country rather than individual interests. You get it. So if you are interested in doing a business with a school, you go and lobby, you put your things down, and then maybe you'll be asked to supply us with only maize. Another person will be supplying us with beans and that stuff. So I think if we go by that, it will help. So the contract will be between you and the school, not whereby government will be giving it to their own people, where they will not be doing proper supply. However, it will also be disgracing the government. You see, so not for individual particular interest, that will also affect your government. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So, in as much as we want to give people contract, we have to also reconsider and also look at how best we do and do it well for the people, not for ourselves alone. So,
I'm pretty sure if I allow you, you sell your government, you sell your presidential candidate, you sell Ghana self. Huh?
right. Anyway, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I think it has been a very fruitful conversation this evening, and then I would like to take this opportunity, the few minutes left, to give a great thanks to all people in France. I strongly believe that they are discerning, and they are going to look at issues. They are going to look at performance, track records before the vote come Saturday. And I know that for the work we have done so far, if we are to go by that, and we are in Europe, so I don't think that people are going to base their election on tribal or that kind of thing, but maybe to the person that they think can do the work and has done it before. So if you are talking, you talk of your track record, what have you been able to achieve as an NDC member? Have you been able to mobilize even 5 people? Not that we are getting to elections, then you tell people that they know you. Because they know you, you could have used that advantage earlier on to get a branch, which you couldn't. So when somebody have come from afar and has been able to do this, then the person has to be acknowledged. You get my point? So
I get it.
yes, so that is how it is. So I pray and I plead with my voters come Saturday that when they get to the polls, they should look at the person who can do the work, but not a person who will talk plenty but less work. Like my brother said, he mentioned that he's going to resource the 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 branches, and quickly you gave him a question. But it's like, for me, when we talk of resourcing this, I have already mentioned that I'm going to empower them in my different language, where we will have to be organizing programs and seminars for them, so that we will be sharing information with them. And then from time to time, like I already said, the basis is more important. If you don't establish the branches well, the chapter is hollow. So there should be that link between the branches and the chapter. And that is very communication. You understand? So, like, if I have all branch executives, like all branch organizers, we need to put ourselves together as one. So if there's any chapter activity, I don't go alone, but I go with the chapter, the branch executives, the branch organizers, so that we work together. You get my point. So the work is not only limited to the branch organizer, but with the chapter organizer, but with the branch organizers as well, where they can also be assigned to do certain work for the chapter as well, because you are one person. And if you have that kind of cordiality, that kind of good rapport with your organizers at the branches, they will do the work for you, and it will be very easy. So I thank each and every one, all my people in Strasbourg, those in Paris, those in Nantes, Paris North, South, everywhere. And I pray that they will vote for me. As they are voting for me too, they shouldn't forget Chamademu. They shouldn't forget people they think can do the work. Because I strongly believe that these two people, they are competent enough to do the work. Thank you, and God bless you. And
Thank you.
France chapter
Thank
also
you.
thanks your platform. France chapter also thanks your platform. You have given us a lot of space to sell ourselves. Not me as a person, but France, because we got
Yeah.
members through this platform. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure having you, it's an opportunity we're serving our community. And once we want the community, we educate them, we entertain them, and then we give them that news. So it's been a pleasure having these two gentlemen all coming from the National Democratic Congress, looking at how NDC is organizing itself in the diaspora towards election 2024, even if Europa is not implemented. It's been great reading your comments, and I think I still have just 2 or so comments that came. And it's good that you have all followed. And we will come your way once again next week on Monday with another thought-provoking topic. Until then, good night and take good care of yourself. With love from Today's Ghana News TV. This is Jerome, your host. I believe my producer wants me to take this last comment that came up before I get off. Oh, Nyame Yao Bio, our popular tea seller. Good evening. I extended my greetings from Nkonta in Oti region, the popular tea seller in Nkonta Lorry Station. We are also live at the Liman Community Information Center at Tutupen and Kajabi. Your station has made me very popular. Thank you very much, Nyame. We are grateful that you are always on the show as well. Together, we will make it great. Then I have Ghana Ahimfie. He said, Ghana Ahimfie says, Dr. Jerome, I support you 100%. Kicking the MPP out in December is a collective responsibility. I love the show. Watching you from Busunso in the Fantiakwa South District in the Eastern region. So we're very grateful that you are part of the show this evening. And for those, as for this, what is his name? Patricia, yes, last and not the least, good evening greetings to you, Doctor, and your team, watching from Hamburg, Germany. It's been a great one, once again, coming your way with our socio-political program, MyView, and all on Today's Ghana News TV. If you have missed the show, the links will be up there. You can get a podcast on Anchor FM, watch it there, listen to us there, and you have something brief for the rest of the week. Until you come away next week once again, God bless you for joining us and have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye for now.
The country where I come from, the truth is an irony. Just like animal farm, justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth?